Hi, everyone on YouTube. It is Neo12 Scar 12 here once again. Taylor Jaquil Pearson speaking again. And welcome to a brand new live discussion video of 2024. I want to apologize throughout the entire few months that I have not been able to record. Okay, guys, I know I have not been able to manifest any other kind of topics, but this time, this one should actually be some sort of vital key to a process of what a lot of us good people are going through. You're probably going to hear it. It's going to be extremely dark. So if you feel like you can't stomach this, please click off the video. But in other words, let's get right into this. Cold heartedness. Yes. A really strong and yet unsatisfying way of an emotion. The feeling of being cold hearted. Yes. Happens to a lot of us individuals, of men and women. Why the cold heartedness? Yes, I'll be honest with you in one way. This completely gives us this dark emotion to feel nothing but pure cold from within the heart. And many of us have never been able that to feel any kind of warmth due to the unspeakable and unimaginable abuse in many shapes and forms due to every inches of bullying in many shapes and forms. So many men who used to be happy those years ago as kids used to be, kind in their family members and all that stuff. When the time came about, that's when you realize that some of us men and women became cold-hearted because of the bullying and the abuse in many shapes and forms. So here are some gigantic so here are actual three big reasons why a lot of us good individuals are cold-hearted and why it really impact on us in many shapes and forms. First first one, temptation. Temptation is one of the most un temptation is the main is also one of the reasons why a lot of us people become so cold-hearted. And it's because temptation was been built up into many shapes and forms in our family circles and our friendship circles. And yes, even the bullies will pull up like this in many shapes and forms. And just like this, if a bully wants you dead or something, you expect that. But keep in mind, when you're a silent person inside and out, and you see the bully attacking the other person in a temptation, the worst yet to come is becoming cold hearted and literally delivering a fatal blow to the bully's face or anywhere on his or her body. So, with that truth being told, temptation is still the main reason certain of us people are becoming so cold hearted. It is because we have been through this, like through the immeasurable amounts of pain and suffering. That is the main reason some of us people are so cold hearted. Is the main reason of it all. And temptation is that main thing. It's in your feature. The second phase, lack of communication and emotional, mental, and physical negligence. And the reason why I say negligence is also the main reason, is also the reason of people becoming so cold hearted, is because whenever they feel like they could not have their emotional, mental, or physical needs met, this is the also part of the or that phase when they feel abandoned, neglected. Parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, every family member that or friend in any shape and form feel this type of way is the main reason it all happens. Cold-heartedness through out of negligence can also make a strong, painful impact on a person's health in many shapes and forms. Plus, I'm making that person become so cold-hearted that he or she will never feel that kind of love again, like how they used to when they were children. See, this is the thing about why becoming cold-hearted is really can be a dark thing and yet somewhat of a kinder a good thing, because here's the thing: no person of a bully or an abuser can never reach into you because you feel the exact same pain from before. Sometimes even past histories of being bullied and abused in many shapes and forms can really make you become something that you really would never want to be, especially as a cold-hearted person. In that, becoming a cold-hearted person to many people who actually tries to take advantage of you can also benefit you in some types of way. However, the terms of negligence is the main thing. Is, is one of the second things of why temptation was built into it. So if you are feeling neglected, or if you have not been able to get your emotional, mental, or physical needs met because of this is also the reason why you become so cold-hearted. You can never feel anything from out of that. Nothing good comes from negligence, especially if it's from any of your family or friends or somebody who you really love too. But some some articles show that some men can feel cold-hearted even when they could not stomach to bring it to the person that they love, or so they thought they would love that person. Turns out to be a bad influence on that person. So being cold-hearted of being of from the negligence part can really impact on that person really painfully, may it be man or woman. And majority of the men and the women in the society and economy have a completely became so cold-hearted because none of them don't even want to experience any more any more emotional, mental, physical pain. It's all there. So yes, negligence is one of the reasons why you feel cold-hearted. And the third, dark histories. Yes, dark histories between families and friends and even loved ones, especially when it comes to from childhood up into adulthood. Have you ever wondered why that you ever wanted to have you ever felt like you felt so happy in your life that you really feel like your own mom and dad would never abandon you in many shapes and forms? Well, some people would always feel happy when they feel when men or women as kids become closer to their mothers and fathers, even when they're grandparents as well, evenly. However, when there's a painful accident, there could be always one dark event happening inside the circle and outside the circle would affect that person inside and out. But keep in mind, as young boys and girls in our times, when we see and witness, see, or hear such thing, that could lead us to become so cold-hearted we would never feel the same. Yes, past dark histories can develop so much emotional and mental trauma it would be impossible to remove. Yes, it could even happen in future relationships as well, especially between a man and a woman. Believe me, dark histories in families and friendship circles is like a gigantic curse. But if you are not careful about how this would play out, eventually, if you lash out at somebody with that kind of trauma, that feeling will come back, hit you dead in your face. But remember this: being cold hearted out of the past trauma that you felt in your family and friendship circle is the reason why it's the feeling that comes out of it. But keep in mind, past dark histories in the family may not have nothing to do with you at first. However, you would feel some painful, excruciating, and unspeakable painful trauma. It it really brews out of control to the point where it becomes so big in your mind and your heart it feels so cold and you would feel nothing but darkness. Yes, a lot of men and women become so cold-hearted. It's the darkness that's upon their hearts and within them because they don't want to experience the exact same thing that happened in the future families of their own. So yeah, with that being said, that's completely the main thing. These three big key things of why it happens: temptation, negligence, and dark history of trauma. These things are the main vital reason of why people are so cold-hearted. Or when they lost a loved one, that's when you know they will always feel cold-hearted. Time after time after time, when a lot of us good individuals, a man and woman, when we lose certain things in life, this is what the pain will become so much. We feel this kind of cold sensation in our heart. We could never recover from it unless there was a way we can undo the curse. Sometimes the best way to undo the curse is if you find hope. And hope is the main thing we all keep together as a family and friendship circle, blood and non blood. We all have hope. Being cold hearted can sometimes be a painful start and can literally impact us in a wrong way. However, we can use that to our advantage in certain ways. Like if you do not want to be taken advantage of, remember, it's your heart, mind, and soul. You were created in God's image. Excuse my excuse that. But it's true. You were created in God's image. Sure, there you suffer. We all suffer. No one's perfect apart from God. No one's perfect. Even I'll admit, I'm not. But know this: being cold-hearted is not always about being at a bully's level. It's about it's about learning from your past mistakes and learning from your past traumas, turning them into a powerful lesson that will one day benefit you in the current future, here and now. Because you remain cold-hearted to the bad people, eventually they're gonna they're gonna come to an understanding that you are not to be messed with. It's less like I said earlier in this video. If a bully wants you defeated in battle and dead for all the things that you didn't do to that person, you expect it. But remember, you were bullied before. Now the bully will go after this next one. And trust me on this one. When you're that cold-hearted person and you're silent, eventually that bully will not expect to see you coming. Remember, you will never see a silent type coming. It's all fun and games when someone wants to be a gangster, but then the real thing happens is when somebody is all bark and no bite. But if a bully wants to be a bark and a biter, know this: the bully's tactics will not be easy to, let's say, carry out. Because know this: you've experienced bullying in your life, and then that next bully will go after that next prey. Be warned. You are the host of your own power. You are the host of your own heart, mind, and soul. And more importantly, being cold-hearted against your enemies can sometimes benefit you in the future. Nevertheless, always make sure you stay grounded, firm, and strong. Your willpower is what keeps you going as well. Same with hope. Cold-heartedness is not always a bad thing, and it's also not of a good thing, depending on how hard times are for you. Even being cold-hearted can literally put certain people in their places, and eventually they will learn to stop messing with you. You relate to any of these any of these categories that I listed here in this video in here? Let me know in the comments description below. Okay, tune in next time on my next live discussion video. Okay, thank you for watching.